The Attack on Titan series is one that's known for its deep plot, the way that it tackles real-world issues, and shows the never-ending cycle of violence that eventually turns those of good heart into those who seemingly lack one. It's a show dedicated to losing your humanity, and sometimes it forces us to question who the true villains are, and oftentimes it even causes us to question who or what a hero even is. On the reverse, Naruto, while similar in tone, is a series that shows us someone who tries their hardest not to lose their humanity. In a world that looks like it's falling into the cycle of hatred that so many other characters fought to stop, only one person truly stands above it and attempts to fix it the right way. While Pain attempted to achieve peace through war, which itself is a valid way, and perhaps slightly longer lasting than Naruto's idealistic method, it's also true that he planned to become a devil just to fight other devils, and this is actually a theme very present in Attack on Titan. I could have just dropped Pain into the Survey Corps, but if I did, I'm halfway certain he would just become Eren 2, the sequel. Naruto, on the other hand, has a completely different view on the world, so I am so eager to see what will become of him. And so we place him in a world so wrapped up in hatred that even Naruto might not be able to save it. Welcome to the Amagi. Before we begin, we publish a new video every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. The Amagi's reach stretches beyond just this channel, so if you're a fan of us, please consider subscribing to our other channels and following us on all of our social media. Help us reach our goal of passing 100,000 followers on all of our accounts by the end of the year. So, first things first, we need to set some ground rules for this. Just like how we needed to limit Goku's power a bit when we dropped him into Naruto, we're going to have to do the same for Naruto. You see, Attack on Titan is a series in which you don't normally get to see many feats that go beyond high athletic. Naruto shows us casual moon busting, so yeah, that's not gonna fly. Now, as for Titans, they tend to be large, lumbering, and even some of them, such as the Colossal Titan, are capable of wiping a city off the face of the earth in a near-nuclear explosion. However, that is a special transformation, and even then, it's possible to kill this thing quite easily if you know where to strike. This means we're going to need to make a few changes here. First off, Naruto will follow the rules of Attack on Titan's power. As a shinobi, he'll be able to perform the same feats as most other scouts right off the bat. While we won't have to worry about him learning Sage Mode or anything like that, we may have to contend with forms that come alongside Naruto's tailed beast. First off, Baryon Mode is a no-no. We're not doing that because, well, it's too strong and will ultimately kill the tailed beasts. Besides, I don't even think we'll get that far, as Naruto didn't display it until he was in his 30s, and Attack on Titan doesn't go beyond 8 years in story. So if we start Naruto at age 12, at the beginning of his own series, then he'll only be 20 when Attack on Titan ends, about the same age he was when the last movie occurred. And so, we're completely restricting Baryon Mode. We're not giving him 6-Path Sage Mode either, because that also required outside help to achieve. The highest he could possibly achieve would be Kurama Chakra Mode, but I'm restricting his strength to the point that he can still be hurt by others, as well as likely Titans. His strength in these forms will be close to equal with the Ackerman clan. Why? Because Levi and Mikasa literally have the battle memories of every Ackerman before them inscribed into their very soul. That's why they're so good. They are the conglomeration of every Ackerman before them. I think I'm being fair here. Now, one last thing, the Nine Tails. Its size in the Naruto story stands to be about as tall as Eren's founding Titan form. And it's strong enough to solo that form, so we're gonna have to limit it. I will be fair, but I do need to limit that size or Naruto solos the moment he makes friends with Kurama. And so I'm going to say that Kurama, standing on his hind legs, will be about as tall as the Colossal Titan. I don't think Kurama ever got a direct statement to size anyway, so this should be fine. So now that we have all of this out of the way, we can get into our story. We start off with Naruto being dropped into a very strange place. A walled city that's unlike any shinobi village he's ever seen. Kids play and adults stand guard, but they don't dress the same as in his village, and all this being said, his orange jumpsuit stands out. Someone would identify him as possibly a descendant of one of the Asian clans that are apparently extinct now. Naruto doesn't know what he means by extinct. Truth be told, Naruto wouldn't take the time to find out. He's been dropped into a strange place out of the blue, so I don't see him staying around that long. He would rush up to the 40-meter structure that is Wall Maria and would rush up it using chakra control to stick to the surface. Not many people notice this, but those who do think he's a wizard or something. Reaching the top, he sees a land that is green and vast. Naruto would almost go down there, but then would remember that he has no idea where they are. He would note the walls that almost seem to stretch to the curvature and would wonder how he never heard of this place. That being said, given he never knew where this was, he has no way to get back to the Hidden Leaf. Given that he has no clue of where he is, hasn't heard of it, has a great imagination, and the fact that I don't want to waste time on having characters explain this to him for 20 minutes, we'll just assume he realizes that he's now in a different universe. Returning back to the village, he would start asking around, trying to get the long and short of the story. That is, until suddenly a massive skinless humanoid being, steaming as if it were on fire, appears on the other side of the walls. Naruto would wonder what this thing is, and people would be unable to respond to him. It rears back its foot and kicks the wall in. Debris begins to rain down, striking buildings and people. Naruto would rush forward to attack the being, pulling a kunai, because that's going to do anything, and rushes up the wall, only to find that the being is no longer there and has seemingly disappeared. He would be confused at how something so tall could just vanish. But then he sees Titans entering the walls and attacking humans. He would rush down to help them, striking out at the Titans, but no matter what he does, the damage never remains. They heal almost as fast as he strikes them. He gets to view the horror of this cannibalism personally as he watches the people of Shiganshina get devoured. It's then that he's grabbed himself. He's so close to being eaten, looking into the Titan's mouth. The moment startles him so badly that he immediately awakens the initial state of his version 1 cloak. I mean, yeah, I know it's early in the story to do that, but he did legit just watch people get devoured and is about to get eaten himself. To say that he isn't psychologically at the edge would be a lie. I would think that in this form, his chakra would push it back for a moment, but it would recover quickly and grab him once more. That is until he's saved by Hannes. I would assume that Hannes could save him from a single small titan. Hannes would pull him back and tell him to run towards the interior of Wall Maria. He would tell him to get out of Shiganshina and make for the ferry. Naruto would scream and say that he needs to help, but Hannes would ask him if he's really going to help or just get in the way and ultimately be eaten. He knows nothing of Titans, and attacking them with nothing but rage is a formula for death. Naruto slightly protests, but he realizes he does not have the power to defeat them, so he begins to focus on saving people. It's then that Hannes would rush off to help the others. There he would find Mikasa and Eren attempting to save Carla. Hannes declares that he will stop the Titan and save her. However, Naruto shows up as well, and through some work they manage to get Carla out. They begin to rush off. Hannes is attempting to carry her, but the smiling Titan breaks into a sprint towards them. Eren, Naruto, Mikasa, and now Hannes carrying Carla round a corner, and the Titan skids as it attempts to get them. Naruto would suddenly turn around and throw 2 kunai right into the beast's eyes. The beast would let out a roar. They think that they may be able to escape from it, but strangely many other Titans would begin to converge on them in an effort to stop and devour them. No matter where they go, a Titan is coming right at them. At the very least, to slow them down. This behavior is unusual, as Hannes states. It's as if all the Titans have become aberrants. They're seemingly corralling them while the smiling Titan appears specifically to devour them. Unable to defend themselves, they find that the smiling Titan picks out Carla just to snap her spine and devour her right in front of Hannes and the 3 children. Eren screams, Mikasa hides her tears, Naruto's completely stunned by this, and Hannes is confused at why they're acting this way. The Titans corralling them suddenly disperse as if they never saw them, allowing them to escape. From that point, they're left on the ferry as Eren vows revenge against the Titans. Naruto's watching this. However, word begins to spread of how the Titans all ganged up on them and then went their different ways. What happened? They chased them down for Carla only and no more. Once Carla was devoured, they seemed to ignore them. Of course, time passes. The next time they begin to open up entry into the military, Naruto would sign up alongside Eren, Mikasa, and Armin. Naruto has no idea what to do, where to go, or where he is. All he knows is that he can't stand to watch people get eaten. This is when he understands that the world around them is supposedly barren, and that only in these 3 walls do humans exist, and they've lost one. He goes through training and meets up with Reiner and Berthold as well as Annie. Naruto eventually turns 15, and much like the rest of the group save Annie, he goes into the Scouts. This is where the Trost arc begins. Naruto is trying to teach them how to walk up walls, cast ninjutsu, coat their blades in chakra, and more. However, they all completely fail to do this. Naruto begins to wonder if they even have chakra. They question what that even is. It's around this time that there's a sudden burst of energy and a blast of heat. The Colossal Titan. Naruto looks back and sees the Colossal Titan. He's nearly blown off, but because of the ODM gear he has on, he anchors quickly. He tightens the headband he's placed on his arm and pulls down his goggles and rushes back up alongside Eren. The two attempt to engage the Colossal Titan, however, the heat it lets off is blowing away their anchors before they can attach to the skin. They end up having to attach to the side of the wall to keep from falling to their deaths. They go in again to try, but suddenly with a puff of steam, it's gone. This was shaping up to be a second Shiganshina. Returning for orders, Naruto is assigned to the same team as Mikasa, who immediately asks to be reassigned to Eren's team. Naruto scoffs, as every universe seems to have its fair share of female protag stans. First, Sakura's obsession with Sasuke, and now Mikasa is obsessed with Eren. However, Eren berates her and tells her to follow orders, and so that's what she does. As they go out to battle though, things take a turn for the worse. Many people die, and it seems that even Eren has died. Armin has just recovered from a near-complete psychological breakdown. Mikasa is holding it together a bit, but Naruto can tell she's in a bad place. Her gas runs out, and she hits the ground before she can even make it back to HQ. And after all that bluster, too. Naruto would stop. He still has some gas left, but he's running low. His blades are fine because he's been coating them in chakra to lessen the damage. But that was then they were caught between two titans approaching. He tells Mikasa to make a run for it, and he takes one of them down. But she doesn't seem to listen or even hear him. He would nudge her in the shoulder. "Mikasa, wake up!" He would tell her to make a run while he brings them down, and if he can't bring them down, then at least he'd be a distraction. He decided to take down the titan that didn't have a 10-pack of abs, and so goes after it first. He begins to maneuver around it as it slowly begins to look at him. Naruto goes to slice the titan's nape and manages to kill it. Time for the second one. He tries to maneuver around it as well, but it seemingly covers its nape with its hand. Naruto can't get a good angle, and suddenly his gas runs out and he hits the ground too. The titan ignores Mikasa and Naruto and walks by. Mikasa asks Naruto if he's okay, and of course he is. Together they begin to ascend the side of the building using Naruto's chakra. Getting up there, they witness the titan attacking other titans and are confused. This is when Armin shows up. It's with his knowledge that they manage to free the supply depot and discover Eren's ability. They get over the wall and Eren is considered a threat, but this all plays out exactly the same. Then begins the attempt to recapture Trost, which also goes mostly the same. That is until a certain situation. Naruto hears someone screaming out. He rushes over to see Marco calling out for help. He kills the titan nearing him and goes to save him. He recognizes that Marco is no longer wearing any ODM gear. He asks why, and Marco tells him, "They did this to me. They're titans too, like Eren." Then suddenly Marco shuts up. Naruto tries to get more out of him, but he doesn't talk. Suddenly, a large group of titans nears them in an attempt to eat them. This is just like what happened with Carla many years before. It's almost like Marco has been marked for death. Naruto refuses though. He's been trained, and he begins to look for a way out of this, but it seems that the titans are trying to get him no matter where he goes. No matter where he hides, the titans find him. No matter where he flees to, the titans are there. It seems like he just can't get away. But he manages to slide between one of their legs using his own unique skill set and jutsu. He creates multiple shadow clones to buy him some time. When he uses this technique, all of the titans suddenly converge as if in a panic, but he manages to reach the wall and climb up it. Once he gets to the top, he pulls Marco off his back. He calls out his name, but Marco doesn't respond. Naruto slaps him. "Marco," he calls out. Marco looks up at him. Naruto would ask what happened, why he wasn't wearing his ODM gear, and who the three he was told were titans are. Suddenly, Marco smiles and says that Naruto's silly. He notices that Trost is full of titans. Marco is shocked at this. What's happening? Naruto's confused. Was this some repression of a memory due to traumatic experience? Naruto fires off a flare to call for rescue and then makes his way back to the battlefield. By this time, Levi's squad has already showed up and is starting to clear it up. Naruto helps Eren, Mikasa, and Armin back to the other side of Trost. Trost is retaken, marking the first victory of humanity against the Titans, but it was plagued with mysteries, such as Eren's Titan powers as well as Marco's sudden amnesia. That being said, the warriors are on edge, trying to decide if their mission has been compromised yet. But strangely, it's not, and they all unanimously decide to continue on the same path. After this comes Eren's military tribunal. Everything begins to play out the same as before, but Naruto notices a lot of strange things happening. He's starting to get pulled from his squad, strange orders that put him in the middle of nowhere. It almost feels like someone is attempting to dispose of him. He petitions to join Levi's squad, and due to his strange abilities, Levi accepts. He's present while Eren is training. It's during this time that Sonny and Bean are both killed. Then comes the mission to Shiganshina, or, well, the failed one. Most of this goes exactly the same until Annie catches up with Levi's squad. Naruto is now with them, so it would seem that they might have a better chance to protect Eren. Levi's squad, with Naruto's help, manages to hold out until Levi shows up. In this way, Eren never needs to transform to face Annie. And in fact, they capture Annie sooner than expected. This changes a lot of stuff. The Wall Titans not being discovered is among these things. During the night though, every night, Eren has the same dream in repetition. He sees the walls crumbling away as the colossal titan begins to march. "Why am I dreaming this?" he asks over and over again. They try to comfort him and tell him that it's just a dream, something he's having because of stress. But Eren swears that it's real, he just knows. The Beast Titan begins to move and rumors of wall rows being breached begin to manifest. Naruto is seemingly singled out and added to Mike Zacharias' squad. They would witness the Beast Titan and suddenly are swarmed by a horde of titans. Mike is interrogated by the Beast Titan over his ODM gear as Naruto watches on. When the interrogation is over, they plan to kill Mike. However, Naruto in his perfected version 1 cloak shows up out of the blue to rescue him. Much like with Marco, the Titans are beginning to target them again. However, it slowly becomes clear that they're not targeting Mike. They're targeting Naruto himself. All the Titans in the vicinity are trying to cut him off. This is ridiculous. Titans aren't supposed to be so coordinated. It seems that the Beast Titan has the ability to control them, but even he seems to have issues with it. And he wasn't there in Shiganshina or Trost either, so how are all of these Titans suddenly so capable? He leaves Mike in a tree and the Titans completely ignore him and continue after Naruto with ferocity. Naruto informs those in the area about Mike, and even they're surprised to see that all the Titans are seemingly following Naruto. Even the Beast Titan is surprised. He begins to wonder, did he somehow obtain the coordinate? Naruto makes his way back to the walls just barely. It's reported what has happened and Levi pulls Naruto from service for the time being to understand what's going on. He would return to service when Eren is taken by Reiner and Berthold. He joins the fight and makes his way to the armored titan alongside the others. He calls out to Berthold, "Why would you do this?" Berthold would claim that Naruto knows nothing of what he's going through. Naruto would beg him to try. Naruto would ask if this has to do with his hometown. He would place his head to Reiner's hand. "I know what it's like to miss your home. Where I live, nobody likes me because I have a demon fox living in me. They hate me because the demon fox hurt them. All I ever did was try to get them to love me, to even say I deserve to live. They never did. Even still, I would give everything to be there with them right now." Berthold would ask him where he's from, and Naruto would state that it's a little village called Konoha. He would ask Berthold for an answer, and Berthold would simply say, "Marley." For a moment, they would just talk. Suddenly, Erwin Smith leads a horde of titans to them, and a massive battle ensues. In this battle, Hannes dies at the hands of the Smiling Titan. So many people are being devoured. So many titans are focusing on Naruto, just like it had been when the Beast Titan appeared. However, there comes a specific moment where Eren tries to punch the Smiling Titan. Suddenly, all of the titans who were focusing on Naruto would tear off their pursuit and focus on the armored titan. They would attempt to escape from this and return home. All the while, Reiner and Berthold begin to escape as well, back to Shiganshina where Zeke is. It's sometime after this, while Eren is training, that he begins to attempt to do some training of his own with Kurama. He's trying to get the tailed beast to trust him more, but Kurama is an ass, so don't expect that to go too well. They then attempt to escape when the military police attempt to seize them. For the most part, this actually stays the same until Rod Reese's Titan, King of the Walls, makes its appearance and attempts to wreak havoc on the Orwood district. Eren says that he's considering feeding himself to the Titan to defeat it. Naruto refuses. He decides to handle it himself. He moves forward toward the Titan and tells the Ninetales to lend him its strength. Kurama, of course, refuses, but Naruto threatens to let the Titan kill him if he doesn't help. Kurama has two choices: help Naruto or die with him. I can tell you what he chooses. Kurama would give Naruto access to the Ninetales form. In this tailed beast mode, Naruto would attack the beast and manage to destroy it with one of his tailed beast balls. This leaves all of the scouts in awe. They ask Naruto why he hasn't done that before, and Naruto states that the tailed beast inside doesn't like to cooperate, and the fact he could do it this time was an utter fluke. They can't rely upon this ability. Once Astoria is named queen, they begin to prepare for their attempt to retake Shiganshina. When they get there, most of this actually stays exactly the same until the final battle with Reiner, Bertolt, and Zeke. While the battle with Zeke doesn't change since it's still just Levi, Erwin, and the Suicide Corps, yeah, I called them that, I feel bad about it, but that is exactly what they were. So that plays out the same still. However, in the battle against Reiner and Bertolt, things change. Reiner still gets his lid popped by Mikasa, but Bertolt is actually defeated far differently. Much of Armin's plan remains the same, however with Naruto there, they manage to completely defeat Bertolt without Armin getting hurt. He gets slightly burned, but nowhere near the barbecue level he got in the original series. This actually leads to Erwin becoming the one to consume a colossal titan. This means Erwin Smith survives, and to top it off, becomes a titan shifter. Boy, have I been waiting to tell this story for a long time. I could do it without Naruto's presence, and if this what if picks up steam, maybe I will, but for now let's focus on this. So much of the story stays the same. They would get to the sea. However, there's a big difference. The moment Eren kisses Astoria's hand, his mind shifts, but instead of a single-minded decision to destroy the world, he also adds to this insanity the knowledge that Naruto has inevitably screwed up his plans. It's here that we learn that Eren from the future has been manipulating things behind the scenes to get rid of Naruto, because Naruto's sudden appearance from another place and another time has had butterfly effects, sending ripples throughout the time stream. And this has manifested in various ways, such as Carla almost surviving. If Carla had survived, Eren's fire that drove him to this point would have gone out. And then further, he saved Marco. If Eren hadn't erased Marco's memories, they would have discovered the warriors' presence early and defeated them then and there. But Eren needed them for his plans. And finally, because Naruto was there, Erwin Smith survived and took the colossal that Armin should have gotten. That has severely screwed up the time stream. Eren knows that Erwin would have no qualms about feeding Eren to somebody else when he's ultimately captured after what he will do in Liberio. The best he can do is let Erwin in on his plan and hope that he goes for it. The truth is, Erwin would love to have the rumbling on his side, so he would go for it, but not to the extent Eren is. The next biggest issue here is Naruto. Eren keeps seeing different scenarios in his mind and possibilities, but not a single one involves Naruto. Naruto doesn't show up even once. He's unpredictable. He's an unsure variable that has caused time's possibilities to branch out. And so the only way for it to become a single stream again is to eliminate him, as he's tried to do on various occasions. We'd skip to the future. It's season 4's time frame now. Eren has infiltrated Marley and is waiting under the stage with Reiner as Tiber begins to talk. This all goes the same. The Colossal Titan even makes its appearance, however, it's Erwin Smith instead. And the damage caused is far greater than what Armin did, as Erwin has already tainted his conscience. Remember, Armin isn't a devil, but Erwin is. Erwin ordered his own men to kill themselves. He has no qualms about leveling a residential area full of the enemy to buy time. He would even begin a march toward Liberia, which would further level Marleyan forces and give the Eldians an even greater advantage. Ultimately, they would all escape on the airship, but Gabi and Falco show up. When she rolls into the airship with her rifle, she hears a whisper in her head which forces her aim to change slightly. She attempts to shoot Naruto, who had managed to see this and deflect the bullet with one of his kunai. Gabi's then subdued. They do not beat her senseless though, as Sasha survives this moment, and furthermore, Naruto would never allow them to do that. They return to the island where Eren isn't even imprisoned. He's not put in a cell because Erwin has no need to. He knows Eren can escape as he pleases, so there's no need to put him in prison. However, Erwin would not keep the cards in Eren's favor. He would immediately turn Historia into a titan and force her to eat Zeke. Of course, she would lose her baby, but she would eat Zeke. Erwin is there when the bomb goes off and kills Commander-in-Chief Zachary. However, he survives it. Marley moves in to take Paradise and reclaim the founding titan. Eren expects Zeke to show up, but already so much has changed, and he no longer has that precognition he once had. He no longer knows what's going to happen next. Gabi removes his head with a sniper shot. So, how does this story end? Well, Paradise is the center of a scorched earth operation which ends in the death of all Eldians there who resist, and the relocation of any others. Eventually, Marley reclaims the founding titan as well as royal blood through Historia Rice. With the power of the Titans well in hand, Marley becomes the sole dominant force in all of the world, and would quickly form a new one-world government with themselves at the head. They would use the rumbling against any who would resist. And Naruto? Well, I'm not so sure if he survives. He is the Nine-Tails Jinchuriki, so if he uses that, he'll survive. But he'll be hunted, because he's now in possession of one of the few things that can threaten Marley's dominance. Truth be told, maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he isn't hunted because they want him dead. Maybe a few nations want to use him to take down the founder. And could he? Well, yeah, he could, so let's follow this a little longer. Surely there will be an uprising. Marley has no shortage of enemies, so let's say that this does happen. What would they do? Well, there are two options. Capture the founding titan or destroy all of the royals in the line of Historia. That is, if Historia doesn't kill herself, which is another possibility. We know she's the self-sacrificing type and isn't afraid to die, but even still, if Historia kills herself, there's no way that this will stop Marley. They just need to have the founder. They're the only ones who know what's required. It's possible that Naruto would be forced to fight against the Marleyans, and he may get Kurama's help too, considering they're both in trouble now. Pretty much all of the 9 titans would be possible for Kurama to defeat with a well-placed tailed beast ball. Kurama is still stronger than a titan. In the end, any empire Marley would start would be put down by Naruto and Kurama. That might actually deepen their bond, or, you know, maybe Kurama gets tired of being used for war. Who knows? But anyway, what do you think? How do you feel things would turn out if Naruto ended up in the Attack on Titan world? Seems hard-pressed to think he would talk no jutsu the world out of racial hatred and a cycle of death. I mean, this is worse than the Senju Uchiha War. There, they at least knew the other was just human. Here, they don't even know that. The roots of hate were just too deep. And truth be told, Eren may have known the only surefire way to get rid of that hate. But then again, if he had just struck military targets, people would learn to love him anyway. Leave a comment down below and let me know what you think. Be sure to like and subscribe. Ring that bell to be notified when a new video like this one drops. Peace. We've noticed that YouTube is unsubscribing some people from channels they've previously subscribed to lately, so if you could double check that you are subscribed to the Amagi, we'd really appreciate it.